I have just automated my entire sales funnel from start to finish. And now I don't have to sell anymore, right? I'm just getting money every single day. I'm getting a paycheck, just by living, all right? And I just made 20 grand. So let's walk through how you can create this incredible system as well, having 50 different agents working for you all the time, selling for you, selling your business. And yeah, okay, not really. Like what I want to go through today is sort of like this is the sort of things, these are the sort of things that people are selling you online, all right? Like if you look through YouTube or any social media, this is what people are talking about. But today I actually want to go through why you not automating your whole entire sales funnel, even if it's possible to do, but that might actually make you less money. And by implementing the human elements into it, you can actually make more money by automating manual parts and then putting your human premium touch on others. And this way you will have a much better end outcome. And if you don't know me, my name is Felix. I have helped 32 companies grow and scale their companies by implementing AI and made millions by doing it. And today I just quickly want to go through sort of how I'm looking at, automating your whole entire sales funnel, because I think that there's a big misconception, especially for beginners who want to implement AI, of where should you actually implement, like where should you actually use AI and where shouldn't you? So first of all, if you want to create a very effective sales funnel, what you first need to do, whether you want to use AI or not, whether you want to sort of put a human there or not, you want to sort of figure out like what are all the steps of the sales funnels right now. Because if you're just talking about your sales funnels or sales funnel or your outreach or inbound systems, it's a very sort of broad term. So what you first need to do, you need to look at every single step. And now in today's world, there's a lot of steps you actually can automate. And there's a lot of steps that make sense to automate, but not all of them. And the reason why you want to put it in very clear and detailed steps is that the more clearly you can articulate a step, the easier it is to then automate it. And the easier it is to sort of consult with AI to automate the process, right? And it's the same thing, like hiring someone. Like when you hire someone, you ideally want to give them a very clear task. All right, this is what you're focused on. This is what you need to get really good at to produce results. So then you have, once you have your sort of steps very clearly like laid out, let's say it's like lead generation. All right, so when we get leads for a business to do outreach, we use LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and then we use Vane to sort of automate that process. This is how we do it step by step. Once you know that, that's when you can start thinking, okay, how could we actually automate it? And that's a topic that I will go through in some of my next videos or so. I will actually, show you on screen how to do it. But now I just want to give you this sort of high level conceptual stuff, so you sort of, so you're not doing any terrible mistakes. And then we get to the second point, which is once you have clearly laid out all of your step of your sort of sales funnel and how you are actually getting more customers in the door, what you next want to do is sort of figure out, like, is it worth it to automate? Automating lead generation, having AI sort of filter through your ICP, finding and enriching the emails for you to then start sending out cold emails to, for example, that makes sense. If you do it well, that makes sense to do with AI. There's no reason for a human to manually sort of go through it each and every time. But then we get to something like copy. And here, most entrepreneurs get lazy, because most entrepreneurs, when they start using AI and they start creating skills, they try to create, for example, skills for copywriting and skills for creating, the email copy itself. So what you say to the clients. So essentially saying, hey, first name, I saw that company Y is out in Z area and you're doing this and that. And I just want to reach out because I think that my process could help you. So automating that part, AI is not good enough to automate copy yet, because what I've noticed is that, you can get maybe to 80% with AI. So if you're absolutely a beginner, at writing cold email, AI might give you better results. But for example, I've been doing this for years now. I've been writing, cold emails and copy for years. And I can tell you that because I've tried this, because there's a lot of things, even though I think a sort of experiment is going to fail, I think that it's my sort of duty to find it out through the scientific method, right? So even though I sort of knew that the copy is shit, I've still done the A/B tests of my copy versus the best possible AI copy that I've been able to do. And I've trained the AI to have all the copywriting skills and knowledge, but it's still nowhere close to what I'm able to produce. Because when I've compared the two, so having AI write your copy and me writing it, I have 10 times better results with it. I have a 10 times higher reply rate, 10 times higher positive reply rate, and it's such a night and day difference. So that part, for example, doesn't make any sense to automate it, right? If you're good at copywriting, it doesn't make sense to automate that part because you will just get subpar results. So yeah, even though you might save maybe an hour or 2 hours of writing the copy itself, if you get 10 times worse results, it's not worth it. All right. So and obviously this is now talking about automating a process with AI when you're good at it. So obviously if you're terrible at writing copy, it might be that me giving you a skill to write it for you, that might make sense. But at that point, you should just pay me to do it for you, because if you can pay me a expensive fee for writing your copy, but you will make 10 times more money, it's a very good trade-off. All right, let me just tell you that it's a very good investment. So figure out sort of the areas. So the steps are: figure out the areas, make them in very detailed and well articulated steps, and then figure out where should a human do the work and where should an AI do the work. And next, the sort of final point I want to push is that if you're now actually thinking of, okay, how can I actually automate my whole sort of funnel with AI so I don't have to do any sales? Because I know that there's a lot of people who don't like sales. And if you're a smaller company where you have sort of this key man sort of risk where you're the founder and a lot of things rely on you and you might even be doing all of the sales, here I would say that I would really think through what exactly are you giving up by sort of automating this process? And because trust is right now at an all-time low, and something like the sales calls is not something you want to skip just because you found an easier way to sort of do it with AI. So I would not sort of change my funnel just because you found an easier way to do it with AI. I would absolutely not do that. This is why communication skills and sales skills will be the most valuable skills in the future, because there will be a massive premium in sort of you being able to understand the business side, understand the AI side, and then being able to articulate sort of your services to other people. This will still be, sales skills are still the most important skills here. And absolutely, there will be a massive premium on sort of human customer service. There will be a human premium because there's so much AI slop out there. So if you can sort of have your human side in the sales process as well, you can sort of check in on your customers, both in the sales process, in the nurturing side, but also in the customer success and delivery, you will be way more successful. So hopefully this was valuable for you. I'm just here to give you value, and I make these videos, frankly, because there's so much slop out there that, I just want to keep it real. I want to keep it unedited, very raw, and hopefully you can grow your business by watching this. So, all right, if nothing else, if no questions left, I thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I wish you the best of luck. Goodbye. Bye-bye.